Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you for listening to From the Gate podcast, where we bring you game, good times, and genuine conversation. I'm Lisi.
Ses.
Let's get it.
The greatest. You trying to be funny right now?
I
got a couple jokes.
I had the Mission Impossible theme playing in my head. I had the Mission Impossible theme song playing in my head. So I was like, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. Bless me.
Okay.
Anyways,
so in
we
other words,
are...
you're trying to say you like Tom Cruise?
I do like Tom Cruise, actually. But we're not talking about Tom Cruise today. We're talking about stepping in the right direction. And so, stepping in the right direction, there's so many things that when it does come to stepping in the right direction, that involves this. Like, when it does come to stepping in the right direction, we're talking about three different things. Something that we've just been continuously working on, or I've been continuously working on for myself. And just really, a lot of the topics that we talk about are things that Ses and I have experienced either on separate occasions or whatnot. And
speak for yourself. Them eyes blue, boy. Them eyes went oh yeah.
Our topic today is called Stepping in the Right Direction, and it's broken down into three different topics. We're cultivating self-awareness, building positive habits and mindsets, and seeking support. And when it does come to stepping in the right direction, it's so key to have these three things. And the reason why it's so key to have these three things is because it's very important to understand yourself. It's very important to build yourself up and to personally work on yourself constantly. And then lastly, it's so important to have a team. That's my team. That's my team. Don't. Loyalty over everything. Who sings that? I'm not sure. But that song just popped in my head. But it's so important to have a team that's going to push you in the right direction. It's going to make sure that you be stepping correctly. Because Lord knows.
You need a team to...
Not a big team.
How about let's just start with by yourself first. Let's start there. And then you can step out and do whatever.
Yeah, but then you still need like people in your corner that's
not
going
really.
to...
Not really. As an adult, not really.
No, you don't think so?
No. The less motherfuckers are around, the less I can do what I need to do.
The less problems you're going to have?
It's not no problems. It's just less brain damage. Less brain damage.
Less droop on the roof, sir.
No, I mean, yeah, you're right, though. I mean, most of us, because they say a man's not an island. Yeah, it is, motherfucker. Man is an island, motherfucker.
You are an island.
You are an island. It's who you create and want to step into the island, motherfucker.
It's all the characters you let come on your island,
A man is an island, motherfucker.
You know what? That's actually a pretty good analogy because it's true. Like, depending on who you let on your island, you can let someone on your island that's going to mess everything up and just burn all your trees down and just leave you as a deserted island with nothing, But then you can have those people who are actually going to build and actually going to make the island prosperous. So it really just depends. But anyways, let's move on to our first talking point, which is cultivating self-awareness. So when it comes to self-awareness, it's about being aware of your strengths, being aware of your weaknesses, your values, and your passions. And so when it comes to taking the steps in the right direction, yes, exercising your strengths is very important, but also understanding your weaknesses is just as important, because being able to have that balance and being able to understand how to work with your weaknesses instead of against your weaknesses is vital. It's so vital, I feel like, to stepping in the right direction. And so a lot of times our strengths and our weaknesses, they I personally feel that they fall in line with your values and things that you're passionate about. Because essentially, a lot of us live our lives according to the values, whether it's values that we're taught, whether it's values that we've learned
Well,
over time.
it starts there though. Is what you're taught at
Right.
home, whether whatever the circumstances may be.
Yeah.
But you don't understand it until, well, most of us, I guess, would say, right?
Right.
Don't understand it until later on in life, and that's fine too. But
Hmm.
it starts at home.
Right. And so, yeah, like I said, it does start at home. The first values that you learn are the values that you get as a kid, whether it's from your parents, your grandparents, like family members that had a big part in raising you. And then as you grow up, you start to learn, oh, well, I know I was taught this, but now I'm starting to value this.
And that's okay too,
Right.
because when you become an adult and you start to experience life, things change and things shift, and it's okay to do that as well. So,
Right.
just to have right intentions and your purpose in the correct form. So,
Absolutely. And I think a great example of that is I'm going to use myself as an example in this one because growing up,
most of us are, shit, man, I didn't have, my mother wasn't there for me, man. My daddy wasn't there. And that's why, so many times when you speak why marriages don't happen, certain relationships don't happen, right?
right,
Because the mother and the father, they will remember who was there throughout all of those hard times. And you get what I'm saying?
absolutely.
So it's very important as a parent, speaking for myself, like you have to always constantly do those things and not just brush it to the side or you know what I mean?
Right.
Even though it's just a text or a call. And yeah, they will remember.
Absolutely. Oh, 100% they will remember.
So tell me what it was like when, I remember when I was back when I...
But going back to the values, for me personally, growing up, Samoan values that I was taught was always God, family, respect. That was ingrained in me from like the very beginning. You learn about it when our government seal is Samoa Mua Mua Lea Tua.
What is it?
Samoa Mua Mua Lea Tua. Samoa put God first. And so
Samoa, moi.
Moi Moi Ali.
What?
Moi Moi Pepe.
What is it again?
Samoa Mua Mua Lea Tua.
Did they just make that up like a couple years ago, or?
Nah, that's always been. And so, since that's always been since America came to Samoa and was like, "Hey, we want you to be a territory, but we want to use your harbor for our war." Nah, jokes.
Really?
Yeah, but anyways, we're not talking about world wars here. We're talking about stepping in the right direction.
Love the informality of
Hey, we want to use your mountains to put our cannons on there so we can shoot at the Japanese when they come by. Nah.
Really?
Yeah, it's during the World Wars.
Oh.
Yeah, but anyways.
What's like American Samoa or?
Yeah, this is American Samoa.
Not Western?
Not Western. Western was under British rule.
That's interesting.
Yeah, they were under the Brits. We were under the Americans.
Dang.
That's why we are American Samoans. The Samoans.
Gotta make sure that if I see one of those nips,
Gotta nip him in the bum bum. Not jokes. But anyways, when it comes to
those
values,
are like I don't mean to be like that, but those are the most double standard people ever. No, I'm serious. Like,
in what respect?
shit, where do I start? Shit. My golly. Anyways, go ahead, my bad.
No, you're
Thought I just had it.
good.
I mean, that's, yeah.
Experiences.
Daniel's wax on, wax
Wax
off. I'm
off.
like, nah, motherfucker. We wipe across, motherfucker.
But values that are important to me, the original values that I learned as a kid was God, family, respect. And those are the three top values in Samoan culture. And so as I was growing up, it was always about putting the family first, making sure that the family was okay. You always put God first in everything, and it's still putting God first, continuing to put God first in everything, especially because, I mean, we learn from a young age, growing up in a island where Christianity is the dominant religion, that Jesus died on the cross for us and he saved our lives, and we owe our lives to him because of his sacrifice. And so those are the values that were instilled in me as a little kid growing up, and being respectful, respecting your elders, respecting your parents, respecting your grandparents, respecting the people that are around you. Respect was always,
Or else.
yeah, you better respect it or else you're gonna get a sasa. And so just learning those values at a young age. And then as I grew up, I started to realize that there are other things that I value more than respect. There's other things I value more than family or community. You know what I mean? Like, for me, I started to value adventure. I started to value pursuing my passions instead of just being stuck in this bubble of continuously serving the family all the time. And so,
Did you say you had, like, that bothered you?
in a sense, sometimes it would. Just because I felt
Why
like
not just say, yes, it did? Like, what do you mean, in a sense? It's yes or not. Like,
it's not yes or no, because it didn't fully bother me.
well,
There's
obviously,
parts of
if
it that it
you're
did bother
still
me.
talking about it, like, you feel like if they would have did it and handled it in a different way, no?
No.
Oh, okay, my bad. Go ahead.
So, the reason why I said in a sense is because I still hold family. Like, I still think family is important. I still think respect is important. It's just not my top three values anymore.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's not
we
the
all
season I'm in right now.
fall.
Right. There was a season where that was very important to me, and that season is done. And right now I'm in a different season where I'm starting to learn more about myself, and I'm starting exactly what we're talking about right now, cultivating self-awareness. Now I'm on a journey where I'm learning about myself more, and I'm understanding different strengths that I have. I'm understanding different weaknesses that I have, and learning how to work with those weaknesses and trying to figure out ways to turn them into strengths, or just to strengthen myself more in order to balance with my weaknesses. Because we're all human. We're never going to be 100% perfect. Nobody's going to be 100% perfect. And so, just...
No one will be.
Absolutely. And then learning how to trust the journey and trust the process in learning more about myself, and in learning more and becoming more aware of the things and the capabilities and the talents that I have within me.
Yes, absolutely. I agree.
What do you agree with?
With valuing your family, and yes. But I think it's more than just trusting yourself. I think the issue is you trusting others. I mean, I fall a line in that sometimes too, but why even bother even looking at it like that?
Well, sometimes I feel like you have trouble with, well, for me, let me speak for myself. Sometimes I feel like I have trouble in trusting others because I don't fully trust myself.
And that's okay, depending on what you're doing, right? Or
Yeah.
or is that like for...
No, that's why I'm saying it's important to be able to have that trust in yourself in order to become more aware of who you are as a person. Because you're never going to stay the same. We as humans are constantly evolving. We're constantly changing. We're constantly learning new things and discovering new things, whether it's about ourselves, the environment that we're in, the world that
Yeah, that's true, 100%.
And so being able to trust
But I
yourself
think
enough to move
it's
through those
what I'm
spaces.
trying to say is that like I'm not trying to offend by any means.
No,
So
absolutely.
it has to you have to go to the root of it. What caused that kind of trust in others or not having that trust for others because
Hmm.
of not for yourself? Is it something that happened as a child, something that was absent, or something you didn't experience, or what you were dealing with at the time? Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, of course. There's always things that we experience as kids that
Like what?
translate
Like
into our adult lives. And so when it comes to cultivating
why?
self
Because your father,
awareness,
like your father, wasn't there most of the time when you needed it to be.
we had this conversation on various other
I get it,
podcasts.
but I'm saying that's the root of it, and that's what causes your outlook of like everything that you do. Because we say we forgive, we moved on, we're older now, blah blah blah, and obviously you turned out good,
I don't know about good.
and but you still have that.
I don't think I'm good. I think
Okay,
I'm
that's just me saying that because I'm outside looking in. But like things that like it's like that's the root of it. We have to cut it at the root in terms of being able to be 100 in all that you do. Okay, work. Some are probably still trying to go back to school or get a degree. Thing that they do as a hobby. You know, all of those things influence you as an adult now because you use it as like fuel to what you want to get done, what inspires, what gets you to that next level. I'm just saying is that like you have to if you're gonna narrate it, you gotta narrate it from the root and speak of it from the root. There were some things like and I think that's true. Both parents are not there. That's a problem. It's a problem for the child. I mean, I'm living proof of that. It's a big problem. Me, probably out of a million people, I didn't have to do the court shit. You know what I'm saying?
right.
One has to choose the other, and like all of the material shit come and goes. I have that kind of, I have that kind of trust in myself to just give it all up, just to start all over again at the bottom. And I didn't even start at the beginning at the bottom. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So what I'm saying is, so like to have that trust later on to be at your best and whatever it is that those certain things still affect you in some shape or form, and it does. But like that's what I'm saying. Like don't like speak on it. Like there's some things that you still don't like to talk about.
I have spoke on the root many times in our podcasts. That's what I'm getting at.
So
I have
just
some.
like we have
I
on
have
many
some.
subjects.
Yeah, I have some.
So
The
what,
same song.
talking about it one more time is not
Okay, but we can move forward from that and talk about what we're doing moving forward.
all right. But you just don't want to make it to where like it's still not. It still appears in your a couple days ago. Do you not understand where I'm trying to go with this at all?
I see where you're trying to go with this, and I feel that you're trying to expose me.
No, I'm not trying to expose you. That's what I just told you. I am not trying to. Why would I try to expose you? If I want to expose you, I would just say I want to expose you. You're confusing me when I was just trying to just add. How do you develop your strengths and work on your weaknesses? That is with the question mark. So, okay, asking some other person on the street, right?
Right.
Is what I'm trying to say. You have to like go from the root of that. How you what developed, what gave you those habits to develop, right?
Right.
Which comes along with strength, because when you finally have the strength, you're able to overcome some of these weaknesses.
I see where you're getting at.
Then
Don't roll your eyes to me.
Why are you looking at me like I'm trying to expose you? Like you always like just think I'm trying to like. No, I'm not. I'm not. They can expose you and me to everybody else, but we can't do it on while we're on air. Just speak from the heart. like it's supposed to be. It's simple. A father, especially when you have a daughter, you should be there at all times. Okay? Like, even though there's absences, but if you're still living today, and these are some of the, you don't just expect to put that on another person and just assume that that person, you didn't do nothing to get to know me or my family. How you just go expect me to just take your daughter and just think I understand it, but like you don't even get to know me.
Right.
Like, how you gonna just trust that I could do that, but not trust to do all the little things in between?
And not do the groundwork into understanding.
It don't even have to be groundwork, just the basics. Me and said we're gonna come down for a couple of days. Where you guys living at? Let's go do this. Plan out something. Bet. Solved. To get to know, because that's your interest into your child, of the absences that you've done in the past. This is how you build. This is how you give back. This is how you show gratitude towards anything. That's all I'm just trying to say. Like, if you don't be half-assed, one leg out the door and one leg in. Like, it don't work like that. It works for niggas that's in the Bay because they go hyphy. They go dumb with it. But neither you or I are from the Bay.
No, we're not, definitely.
Somebody got shook and... No, this one. That's all I'm trying to say. Like, it's... If you're speaking of it from a point of trying to help the next person that is going through any of that you've experienced, that is the medicine for you, and they could maybe hear that or be like, oh, maybe that's how we get influenced by TV, music, books.
Right. Those are all big influences in people's lives.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, don't just do it like one way and then you have me to feel like it's like that if it's really not like that. If you're going to speak of it in the terms of recovery, to get out of, to move forward up, that's the way you got to speak it from. You got to speak from that, because it came from where you still have a little bit of resentment, or just resentment in general. And that's normal. It's normal. But we are always taught to just forget about it, move on. Like, how do you move on?
I don't know. You tell me. How do you move on?
I'm just trying to look at it from a person from the outside, analyze it from a point of as a parent first and foremost, and it doesn't matter. You will give everything you have for your children, period. I'm a living proof of that. I did exactly just that. And it's almost the end of 2024, and I left it in January of 22 and haven't looked back since, because I was able to trust not only myself first and then God. That's how it works. Boom, 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 boom. You know, when you go play shove with the rugby, it's backward lateral, not forward lateral, motherfucker. You see how that works?
Right.
Like, I'm a living proof of that. Use me as a resource. It's your mind, your body, and your spirit, period. You have those three elements, you will succeed in anything that you're trying to do to get to where you want to be.
Right.
So that's all I was just requiring to your question that you wrote down. You said, how do you develop your strengths and work on your weaknesses? Because we just substitute.
We were all the way down on how does trusting yourself help with your self-awareness, and you jumped all the way to the first one.
But it's still, that's the first thing that came into your mind as the first cultivating self-awareness, and that was the first question. Just explain it the way you feel it, like you know how to do it. Don't do that and think it like, no. Speak on it like it's supposed to be spoke on. You want to talk about truth, you want to talk about God, you want to talk about, you're very educated on the Bible, far that I would ever know, but you have to help. So like someone that is going through that same thing, if not more, like giving that, you're helping. It feels good when you help someone. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's so hard for us to ask for help, because it's a sign of weak. Like, no, it's not no sign of weak. Who are you? You're a human just like me.
Right.
You just
You
have
just have more resources than I do.
No, you just have a few years on me. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Like, don't why you gotta always get offended because I highlight on like the truth of the question. I don't know how to fake that around. Like, I don't know how to do that because I'm a parent, and you see these struggles and the weaknesses that I have to deal with on everyday basis. But Ceci is very good.
But you're right. When it comes to developing your strengths and working out your weaknesses, to cut it at the root.
When you go seek professionally help, right? Therapist, psychiatrist, doctor, bishop, pastor, priest, all of these fucking titles, right?
Right.
You end up explaining everything from the ground
zero going up.
How does it supposed to make sense that a person can make something about you like I'm not with you and I'm not supposed to take that serious? That makes me want to cuss at people because you don't know shit about me.
Right.
So to sit there and go that from there, like, no, you don't get to just use me. You don't know shit about me. You have way more deeper things than I'll ever reach because I'm smarter than you and I would never do those things. I'm a man. I don't squat. I stand when I pee. I'm a male. I'm a perfect form of an alpha male. Just to say, no, they had it on me, that bothers me. Okay, so what are we then? Okay, you see, there's already some kind of friction already. So if it was the other way it turned around for a woman, the right woman with the right mind would have cut loose because of the things that they value and what they could bring to the table will cut loose. And that's the way that works. But us men, we always feel like, what did I do wrong? Please, no, come back. No, come back. No. If they experience that on the first hand, let alone like marriage, starting a family, blah, 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 like how am I going to trust that it would be differently if we can't even get this right here? And it's just like some of the basic things. Like, that's all I'm saying. I mean, my main circle, siblings, my father's not here. Like, if he was, we would be here with my father. Because he wants to show an experience of what this family has to offer. And what we have to offer is the secret weapon. It's the secret weapon. That's what my grandmother always said. It's the secret weapon. Our culture is the secret weapon. Our values in this family is the secret weapon. I can't just sit here and just pretend. I look at this and take this very seriously. I'm not perfect at all either. But if I'm able to move forward from what I'm already dealing with, I don't like that perpetration. We have to get that done right first. So it explains to the both of us. It's normal. It's normal. Why do we always wait till the person
passes away or something happens to them?
For what? Anyways, you have to take this thing serious. If that's the way your true intentions of wanting it to be, helping that next person going through some of the things that you gone through. And this is why podcasting, audio, and video is so
important or popular.
Yes.
Because people are actually sharing their stories and...
Yes. And then we can get to the bag and all of the other things. You get what I'm saying? All this stuff here we have to get down.
Yeah. And working through.
I mean, it's...
1 + 1 is 2.
According to who?
The person who invented a mathematic.
Anyways, but that's all I'm saying. You get all emotional, no, I feel like you're trying to expose me, and like, damn, it has that kind of effect on you. Like, you see that how it sparks? Like, immediately it switches. That's the same spark I want to have to, like, what we're doing here. Like, take it very seriously and not just a bunch of words and not take it serious. If I don't like something, I'm going to scribble it off like this because I don't need it and I don't want to be reminded all the time because it just lose my concentration. That's the way I do things. That's just how I do it. Just tell the truth. Speak the truth. TRUTH, is that? Or some of you motherfuckers TRUFF, motherfucker.
The truth.
Jeez. And you say, well, you never ask me any questions. You never speak when I'm on the something. Okay, here we go. So what's going to really make it for you? That's what I be saying. But see, like, you just always think the way you want to do it and just place your judgments on the real purpose of it.
It's not so much judging the real purpose of it. It's understanding where we're going.
Ceci is a living proof, okay, from the weaknesses. And you see it on every single motherfucking day. Hour to hour, minute to minute, second to second. Don't get that twisted.
Right.
And I'm sorry, that shit does bug me. How are you not disturbed?
Sense.
How are you not disturbed on that? Like, geez,
I am.
I know it doesn't. You want to value family. So what part of the family, what line between that you're not supposed to talk about or see? Or if your grandma was alive and you spoke, your grandma would just tell, that piece of shit motherfucker couldn't come do. I know that's how your grandma would be. I could imagine that's how, because she just speaks from the root of it, moving forward. And that's it. Not just down the middle. And when we cut the pie, motherfucker, we all divided for all of us here on the table. Not you get bored, you get led. Like, no.
I think this kind of just changes the trajectory of the topic, but it's still very much in line with stepping in the right direction in terms of even before becoming aware with yourself, being truthful with yourself.
Whatever that may be. That's
And
your
so-
business. That's your business. Period.
Can I finish?
Go ahead. My bad.
Anyways, when it comes to stepping in the right direction, just as you were speaking, it just triggered's not the right word, but like it just sparked the thought of being truthful and being honest with yourself first and foremost. And that's where that trust in yourself comes from. And I see that in you often, like you're very honest with yourself, which is why I think you have so much trust in yourself and your capabilities and your abilities. And I mean, you have years of experience on it. And so just for me as a person, it's not easy to be honest with myself. And
Why?
I'm sure that there's other people that struggle with that too. Well, because sometimes it's better to live in this.
But for what? If this is something that you're experiencing great with and you could see a future, you see how you jump from there and seeing like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait.
Yeah. But in order to get to that first, you gotta deal with you. And like you were saying earlier, just cutting it at the root from where it is. And I think I've spoken about like my parents being divorced and my dad leaving and whatnot many times on this podcast. And so I just felt it was redundant bringing it up again. But at the same time, it does play a big role in me being able to trust myself.
Hello.
You don't want me to go obsess on your mocas?
Well, that's true.
Yeah, I feel like this whole topic just kind of took a switch into not so much stepping in the right direction, but more so addressing things beforehand. And that's okay. That's how conversations happen. That's how things happen. It's we don't always, we never get it
When you're
right.
evolving
We never get it right, and we're always consistently transforming, consistently. Everybody's trying to be better. Everybody's trying to do better for themselves. And the only way to
But let's just talk
progress,
about us first.
the only way to progress is to be able to identify the behaviors or identify what it is that happened before. Because you have to adjust your past in order to move on to your future or to start living in the moment of your present.
Damn, was that hard? What happened?
Was that hard? Yes.
I don't know why.
It's not easy for people to talk about their personal struggles.
If you're holding on to that as a secret, like...
That's not a secret. I've talked about it. Like I've said before, I have talked about it
let's
many
not use
times
the term
before.
secret, because that's too sensitive. What would you call it?
It's not a secret.
My past, what would you call it?
Past trauma.
Okay, your past trauma. That probably sounds better than secret, but...
It's not a secret.
Okay, my bad. Past trauma. I said that sounds more effective than secret. Because secret is looked at... But anyways, go ahead, sorry. Privacy would be another term.
No.
Okay, go ahead. I'm just saying, like, we've done all these things that he asked for. We gave him 2 P-tests, a written just for him, and, like, just hear it. Like, for me, like, I just had to switch over and not be silent, because then, like, I can't give that to them, because then, like, they win. But boom, you see how easily that flipped. Like, All I'm saying, from a parent point of view, that's not the way to do it. If that's the way you want to show another man how it's supposed to be, then I have to disagree and, like, not do it like that, because that's not a way of going about things.
Right.
Fucking $1,500 motherfucking dollars. I pissed that shit. Like, this is going something that will potentially help in so many ways.
Right.
But most of us that are...
Well, this is the thing that I struggle with personally, is that I've never asked for help in my, like, I've never really...
I've heard this song a million times. I don't give a fuck about that.
Okay.
But I am in the picture now.
I understand.
Okay?
So
I've given you things that I'm not used to, right?
Right.
So if I'm able to show you I could do it from that way, why can't you do it from that way? Just so we can align together and go on with this journey that we have planned together. You see how that works, sister? Don't sit here and give me some bullshit. It's just not going. And then the finger is always just going to always, because the narrative, it's me and what I evolve myself around. I just told you something a couple of days ago, because, like, I felt like it's not fair for you to keep these kind of things, because I don't want you to do that to me. You see how that works?
Right.
It's called care or integrity.
Right.
Okay?
And I think it's unfair
Value.
I think it's unfair that they don't want to, because I'm not doing what they want me to do, that they don't want to help me to...
Just the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
So this right here, we're on a platform where anybody in the world can listen.
Right.
That is the magic.
Right. And
of
because
our
I'm not, and that's because I'm not following the direction everybody else wants me to follow.
Because they want to use you.
We're not going to do this. No, we're not going to do that. No, we're not going to do this. Because I'm choosing to be on this path. that's not their choice. That's not their choice.
So, what is it better just to be like the rest of the army, miserable, and act like they're really happy and they're not?
Right.
Let's do a little bit of trailing back a little bit. What did that help do?
Right.
That, like, just look at it from that point of view. Like, come on.
And going backwards.
Just 5-10 years, and then go from there.
Right.
And everybody has their situations in their families.
Absolutely.
But as a man of God, a man of Christianity, trinity, trickery, fuckery, you understand there's certain things, how you have to apply that to real life.
Right.
First thing, at home. In that way.
Right.
You'll never, ever fully get over it.
And I think one of the most disturbing things for me is that because I don't have the financial resources right now in this season that I'm in, and I'm asking for help in that, and it keeps getting, well, if I'm going to give you this.
Any business owner that's started somewhere, anybody just did not do it the way you and I did it, because this is hard.
Right.
But most
they always had people investing in them.
No, but not even invest.
They did. They would have people invest and
from others, which turned into an invest.
Right.
Anyways, damn.
But just the fact that I think that's the hardest thing for me is that they're using money and dangling it in my face, kind of. Well, if you want this money, then you're going to do it the way that I want you to do it, or you're going to go on this path that
terrible.
I want you to go on. And so that's where I've just had to be like, no, and stand my ground on the path that I believe in, the path that I know that I want to take.
You still have family members still to this day after your two main guy cousins, the alphas of the clan or whatever, come and take you to lunch just for them not to believe it. Anything. You see? Like, they don't believe that, and they don't believe you.
Right.
So where's the win here? Or where's the truth in all of this?
Right.
What if I wasn't here? Okay, it might have been different, absolutely. But I did not lie to your daughter about anything from the beginning. I spoke exactly what I was doing and what, okay. Whether she wanted to take it serious at the time and whatever. But this is nothing new. You knew exactly my situation when I first met you. I'm sorry. Why didn't you tell me in the beginning? Well, I couldn't know where I wanted. Like, no, because he was a little bitch, and you didn't want to speak on it because you think that she was going to leave. But see, instead of just being real and just speaking on it, like you already prejudge yourself thinking that someone's going to leave just by you already thinking the lie at first point.
Right.
They don't work like that. Like, anyways, like, come on. This shit is some simple shit. You need to go get professional help for this kind of shit. Like, let's do the groundwork and just do some of the things that we can do overnight and we can fix overnight. That's all I'm trying to say, okay? Like, it's health and wealth go hand in hand. I've always felt the spiritual factor is missing out of those two combinations because they do align.
Right.
But spirit, okay, is something beyond our bodies, our physical bodies.
Right.
It's our mind, our personality, the way we treat and talk to people. That's our spirit. So when you have that first, everything else will go the way it's supposed to go. I mean, I just don't understand. Like, if I could be a living proof to see, damn, this is a woman that has went through that bam, 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 and still, like, you know what? Maybe I am just looking at this a bit differently. I'm your conscience. It's your conscience. Okay? Maybe I should not answer the fucking phone or the message when these people call and decide to throw some kind of negativity where you could see it on your messenger. Like, why would you want to look at that? Like, you don't have no respect of your own person. That's like, this is a cousin. It's like a brother, but this is a cousin. And like, you're talking about a person that's not even here anymore. Just say you don't want to do it. Like I've just said, like you would think, man, this person is so this and that and the third. Like you see it and then you still not believing it. You don't understand how the energy works, but that's the way the energy works. Okay? That's why there's a positive and a negative when you look on a battery.
Right.
Okay? There's certain things that can make things happen. Like, that's all I was just trying to apply here. Like, just be from it, from the way it's supposed to be. Don't just do it halfway. I don't feel it's right. It's not right to do it that way. If I'm giving it to you from a point of view of ground zero, and you're experiencing this
Ground
every
zero,
single day,
yeah.
and still having the hope, not even the hope.
Actually, no, it is hope, because
To-
still
to-
trying to
to-
hold on to that hope that maybe
and to
something will
believe
change.
that
Maybe they'll
this
like see
person
that.
is so valuable.
Well, that's what
and
I
has all these traits that what I want in a man.
Well, this is the
Like-
thing for me. Like, I just want everyone to see what my mom sees, because my mom is a big advocate of our podcast and us. But
I don't care
I
about
keep.
that.
Can you?
need to
Can I
stop
finish?
always
I
seeking
keep.
out instead
I
of
keep wanting people to. I keep having hope that people will see what my mom sees, and how she believes in us, and I want them to be able to believe in us in the same way. But if they don't want to believe in us in that way, then that's okay. That's fine.
then they don't need your time and energy. Not even sit here and have a high, or you don't deserve none of that. Zero. Going back to your little boring life. I mean, that's very simple. Like, you already saw that what I was able to do to get us here and still apply these things to get this to move forward. How is that not in your mind to see it? This man is what I needed when I was a child, and I still need that from my father. And I'm a grown woman now.
Right.
Why do you want to not talk about those things that affect you? Because it's silent into you.
Well, I've always.
But that silence comes out in different ways. You see how that works? It comes out in different ways. Because you're still holding things back. That's the way the Spirit of the Lord works. That's the way God works. Not just when you want to flip. All right, guys, hold on. I'm talking about God. All right. Where do we live off at? Ephesians chapter 2, verse 5. And he came to pass. Like, if you don't get your 4x5. Like, it just seeing it, like, on the day that like, how is it not something that you want to better in anything that we are trying to do here? It makes no sense to me. And you're grown. This is not something that we're, like, still trying to figure out in our 20s. Like, at least that's not. And shit, I was already going by 25. I had it figured out. But money's not always everything. Yes, we need that to apply to pay for things and to get ourselves in the right place and to get ourselves in the right direction.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely.
So, okay. I discovered that a little early. I'm just trying to add that towards what we're trying to do.
Right. Tell us your thoughts. Let us know what you think. Sass, you got anything else to add?
No, that's it. Let us know, man. We're on all social media platforms. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, Halaban, Jelagan, and Falavan. We're on all the gun.
Follow us on our socials. You can find us at From the Gate on all social media platforms. Check out our website, fromthegate.com. I'm your host, Lisi.
Success.
Deuces.
Gia.